Police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on?
Hey, week 3, Raiders lose. How did we lose? And hey, how we gonna beat the Bears? Hit it. What's good? What's good? What's good, YouTube? What's good, Raider Nation? We are in the building once again. We are live at the Ahern R&A. And look, shout out to everybody in the building. I see you guys getting it in. Go ahead and hit that like button. Why? Because I like you. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? Because we are on our way to 500 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and join the congregation. Hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do. We're on our way to 500, and that is a huge goal. So help us get to that goal by hitting that subscribe button. All right? Look, we are in here talking about week 3. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see some of you guys in here writing it in. Let me holler at some of the early birds that are in. You know what I'm saying? Raider Knight is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Raider Knight in the building. Sack Town Raider is in the building. Good to see you, my guy. Blessings to you. Hope all is well on this beautiful weekend. All right. We got some people still coming in. You know, Nightbot is letting y'all know, hey, look, this is how you can, give contributions to the channel. You know what I'm saying? To help the channel grow. Raider Jeff is in the building. Good to see you coming in. Appreciate you. I watched your a little bit of your live the other day. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. Look, week 3. You know what I'm saying? We lost against the Commandos. And look, I don't even say loss, and you guys can give me your Raider gospel on it. We're going to talk about the past, and then we're going to jump into the future on this live, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So you guys, look, the things that there's a whole lot of ways that we could go about talking about. Everybody wants to talk about the O-line, which is legit, right? The O-line is completely legit. They were playing horrible. They've been playing pretty much bad since all season. I'll say it like that, even though we're very early in the season, right? But I think there's a lot more to what we're going through in regards to the offensive line. Like, everybody wants to just pinpoint the offensive line. I think there's a whole lot more that's not being said, that's kind of, in the locker room, in the facility. That's I'll just say it's dysfunctional. And what we're seeing on Sundays or whenever we play is really the fruits or the repercussions or whatever word you want to, the result of what's going on at the facility. The way the offense looks like it's playing it looks like the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the O-line coach are like this and not like this. You know what I'm saying? They're not together. And of course there's things that you can point and pinpoint. Oh, this is Pete Carroll, and this is nepotism Brandon Carroll, and this is Chip No Dip Kelly. You know what I'm saying? But you have to almost blame everybody. And I'll say this even further. You might even want, and there's people that I haven't heard about, people go this route about it, but we might need to start looking at spy tech too. Because this is one thing, especially about the offensive line that I've been on about, is how if we recognize that our offensive line was bad last year, and I think everybody can say that our offensive line was bad. Statistically, we even know how bad we were in the run game. And the run game does not just consist of the running back. It consists of the running back and the offensive line that's blocking for him, right? If we knew our O-line was bad last year, why are we really expecting the same guys to be better? I'm gonna get the phrase wrong, and you guys know what I'm about to say. The definition of insanity is using the same things and expecting for a different result. If we knew that Parham wasn't good, if we knew that Meredith and the rest of the guys on the O-line collectively weren't good, and then we brought in guys. Okay, let's talk about the guys we brought in. Let's start with the draft. A project tackle and a guard that has not seen the field. Why? Because obviously he's not better than the guys that are on the field. And obviously they're not ready. And we got those guys in the third round. Okay, let's go even further. Alex Kappa. And I said this when we signed him about Alex Kappa. I said, hey, look, if we expecting Alex Kappa to start, you might as well just check it up. We need to stop the cap with Kappa. Okay? And that's exactly what we're seeing. Okay? Then they bring in some Forsyth dude that everything that I saw on tape, everything that was shown on PFF, horrible. Now, understand me here. I don't use PFF, as the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But I look at it and then I go look at the tape and say, is it matching? Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, okay, I can hold on to what PFF is saying in regards to this player. But when your starters are the same guys we trotted out there last year and they weren't good, how are we expecting for this offensive line to be better? And that's the Raider. When I say take off your Raider cap, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we wear that Raider cap a little too tight in regards to the observations of what we have on this offensive line. Now we're in a situation where I even talked about that too, where now reports are out there saying that Genty's a bust, when that's not really the case. The real bust is not Genty, But the bust is his offensive line. And that's why I said, hey, look, we need to, in the early round, we need first round, second round, we need to go ahead and get our offensive line and then go get running backs. Why? Also because last year's draft, the last draft, the running backs are deep. We could have got another starting running back, shored up this offensive line, and I could almost guarantee that running game was going to be popping off. But they went the way they went, and that's why you got to look at, you know what I'm saying, everybody wants to blame Pete Carroll. Everybody wants to blame Brandon Carroll. Everybody wants to talk about Chip Kelly. You might also want, like I said, you might also want to look at Spytech. Because when you look at the totality of the people that are being used out of the draft, how many people were using? 2? 2 out of the, really used 2, barely using the second round pick we have in Jack Best. When I think that Jack Best is the better wide receiver out of the guys we drafted in the last draft. And I understand Thornton has his place and the way they want to use him in the offense, but who else are we using out of that draft? And I'm not saying they have to be immediate starters or anything, but are these other guys really being a backup role? Or are they just sit and learn guys? And that's all they are. So we're in a situation where I think reality should hit us. I think we're in a place where, for some, it might have popped the bubble. But we definitely are in a place where I think we could say we're not a playoff team. And again, that's my Raider gospel. You guys let me know, because I'm going to look at what you guys got in the chat. I'm looking at, you guys greeting each other and stuff. And I love that. I appreciate the congregation doing that. Again, there's no Raider Twuan without the congregation, and there's no congregation without the Raider Nation. And I thought Rob Pena was going to get up in here, but, I got to do this for Rob Pena. You know what I'm saying? Got to give the Brown Cracker, salute. Hey, they back, baby. The Brown Crackers is back. Hey, shout out to the congregation for, contributing to the channel, donating to the, Raider Twuan Brown Cracker Fund. If you want to continue, to allow Raider Twuan to have some brown crackers, on live, Venmo and Cash App is available to you. $$ Twuan and at Twuan is Venmo. Okay. Look, but we got to get a Raider Twuan Brown Cracker salute. All right. Put some brown crackers in the chat. All right. But that's where we at, y'all. Offensive line hasn't looked good at all. There's been flashes every once in a while because, Genty, he'll bust to 12. You know what I'm saying? And this is the first place you're going to hear it first. Genty's name, okay? Genty's name from Raider Twuan is Genty the Baptist, okay? His name is Ashton Genty is Genty the Baptist, all right? Because he be out there when he do get open and he do, the blocking all of a sudden becomes a miracle and it does get open. He's baptizing players, okay? I think every game he's baptized at least one guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he stiffs arm him or he giving that good old shoulder and they just You know what I'm saying? They do one of these, taking a dip. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you get baptized. You take a dip, and that's what happens to players when they face Ashton Jeanty. That's why another reason why I believe that Ashton Jeanty is not a bust. He is just waiting for this offensive line to give him a chance. I don't have the statistics on me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bring the handy dandy notebook for this live, but realizing that Jeanty has been tackled, but you know what I'm saying, has got contact behind the line majority of the times that he has not is an issue. And that's because of the offensive line. Simple as that. So if we get in a place where Jeanty can actually get some rush, you know what I'm saying, some rushing lanes, some gaps, you know what I'm saying, where the offensive line is actually giving him lanes, then that's when we're going to see the Jeanty that, you know what I'm saying, the Jeanty we kind of saw in college. Of course, he's in the NFL, it's a whole new dog, a whole new situation, but to call him a bust is unfair because it's really on this offensive line. It is truly on this offensive line. Hey, you guys, make sure you hit that like button, okay? For those that are in here, I believe it's set for subscribers only. So obviously you guys are subscribers. If you're trying to figure out why you cannot chat, you know what I'm saying? That's because you haven't subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you've been listening and I've been answering your questions and giving you this Raider gospel and you forgot to subscribe. As many times as I tell you guys to subscribe, but go ahead and subscribe, and then you can get into the congregation and give me your Raider gospel. Okay. Shout out to Cool Kev in the building. Oh, my dude is in the building. Good to see you. Raider Nation Jason shouting out Nightbot. Blessings to you, man. Hope all is well. You know what, to tell you the truth, I might stay tuned. I might drop the link this live. For those that may want to come in and, you know what I'm saying, talk about, actually, let me go ahead and do that now. Hey, if anybody wants to come in, hit that one. Hit a one in the chat if you want to get the link, and I'll put it in there for you. Then you guys can talk about this, and then we can go into what I'm seeing for next week. Well, not next week, tomorrow. Outside of that, the D line is going to be obviously the focal piece on our defense. They're going to have to carry us and get us through the season. But one thing last week, which was really telling, and I got a concern about it. Maybe you guys don't have that concern. But I definitely have a concern in regards to our tackling. Because tackling is not, you're not born to tackle. It's not something that you got to get a PhD in either. It really just comes to effort. Want to. And if this organization and if this team is not forcing and endorsing the want to of these players tackling, that's what we're going to get. That what we saw against the Commanders, that's what we're going to get. And we had an issue with that. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, even though it was just one game in the regular season, they had issues with tackling in the preseason as a team. And That's troubling if you're looking to not have it be a trend. We don't want to be in a position where we're not, a good tackling team, especially with the players and personnel that we have. Majority of the guys that we have on this roster, safety and linebacker, are all guys that like to come downhill. That's why sometimes we're having struggles with Palomar at free safety, because to be honest with you, Palomar's a better safety when he's in the box. But in the situation of who do you want more in the box, Palomar or Chin, I'm taking Chin every day and all day. So Palomar's in a position where he has to play free. Not saying that he's not saying that Palomar's horrible, completely horrible at free, but you can tell that his stronger suit is if he played strong safety. There we go. Links in the chat if somebody, wants to come in and talk a little bit on the Raiders week 3 going into week 4. I'm going to go into week 4 a little bit. But if someone wants to come on and, we'll go back and forth, but the Bears, and it goes right to the tackling. I'll say this with the tackling. If we don't shore up our tackling, we're going to be in trouble. Because the Bears and their offensive coordinator, and I think everybody knows who the offensive coordinator is, Ben Johnson, right? His offensive game plan challenges the opposing player to tackle. He's running them on the inside. He's running them on the outside. He's running them, a whole lot of different ways. And if you're not being disciplined in tackling, you're going to get exposed. Bad. Because not only are they running with their running backs, but they're also running with their quarterback. Okay? Caleb is mobile. Caleb will run on you if he needs to. And you got to tackle. You got to tackle. Wrap. Now, and I'm not talking about just dipping a shoulder. I'm talking about wrapping up and making sure that player goes down. Okay? DeAndre Swift is still a talent in this NFL. I'm going to say it because some people think he ain't that good. But DeAndre Swift is still a talent in the NFL. And if you give him space, he's going to make you look bad. Rare Knight asked the question. I'm glad you asked it. Shout out to Rare Knight for shooting this question. Appreciate you that. If you guys got questions or, your Raider gospel, please give it up. Give it out so I can give you my Raider gospel on it. He said, can Peace defense control Caleb? Yes, it can. The benefit that we have is let me think about this. Yep. Pretty much all the quarterbacks we have have the same similar play set. They can throw the ball. They can also run the ball. Okay? So in this situation, you want to keep Caleb in the pocket. So it's going to be important, and this is one of my downfalls in regards to Max Crosby, because Max Crosby is not as gap disciplined as he should be. You know, and I don't want to get into the whole scenario, but he's not as gap disciplined as he needs to be. But if the pocket defensively, D-line, can collapse the pocket around Caleb, you're still putting him in a time frame. You're speeding up his clock when you do that. But you're also not allowing for him to come out the backside for a whole bunch of yards either. Okay, so if they stick to the similar game plan that they should be doing for the past 3 weeks, they should be able to control Caleb. Caleb will give you some gifts. You know, I'm not going to say he's Santa Claus, but he will give you a gift or two if you speed up his clock. Okay? So that means putting pressure on him. And when you get there, go ahead and take him down for a sack. But they should be able to do that. Now, if they don't execute that, then yeah, you know, the old Hulk Hogan phrase, what are you gonna do when Caleb runs wild on you? Okay, because he will run wild. Okay, he will scramble around in the backfield trying to find DJ Moore and, you know what I'm saying, and Rome Odunze. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep him in the pocket, collapse the pocket, speed up his clock, then he might be like, oh my gosh, I got to get this out. And if our D-backs are playing their position, they should be able to capitalize on making plays. Shout out to Billy Davis in the building. Billy Davis. That's right. Good to see you. Blessings to you. Hope all is well. But thanks for that question, Raider, and I appreciate you for that. It's doable, but they got to execute. And that's why I'm still, as much as I'm saying is not good where we currently are playing, I'm optimistic in the sense that if they execute the things that they're supposed to execute, we should be fine. Because in reality, I don't think there's a team thus far that has really beat us. We've beat ourselves. O-line just letting people, you know what I'm saying, run through like Swiss cheese. You know what I'm saying? There was a guy, I forgot what his name was, Matt something. He said the O-line couldn't block a wet paper bag. And he was correct. You know what I'm saying? And if they could just execute, better execution, I think it's good. You know, I'll say this about Chip, because I know a lot of people were, you know, down on Chip and, oh, Chip is horrible. We're paying him $6 million and this is what we're getting out of the offense. What was telling to me was I was watching the game like I always do. And the camera went to Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly did this. Okay, that was one look. Okay, the other look was, let me pull my camera down so you can get the body language. And that body language tells me that he was trying to figure out of the playbook, what could he call that would be successful. And I could literally, when I saw Chip Kelly do this number, you know what I'm saying, something like that, you know what I'm saying, had his hand, you know what I'm saying, on his face, looking out at the field. I took a little trip into Chip Kelly's head. And Chip Kelly was like, I need to get a first down. What can I call out of this book that's not going to get messed up? I can't run the ball and give it to Genty because our O-line is not blocking up front. Nor can I pass because as soon as the ball is snapped, they're almost in Geno Smith's lap. So what can I call out of this book that, you know, I've been coaching for years. I got experience from Oregon. I got experience from the Philadelphia Eagles. I got experience from all these places where everybody knows Ohio State that I can run an offense. But this O-line is not doing the basic. What can I call? Yes, I would like to run the ball more than I can. But I'm also trying to win. So if we got to be in a position where we're passing the ball 43 times to try to win the game, so be it. And that sucks. So as much as I can say Chip Kelly's at fault, as much as I can say, you know, there is some blame that needs to go to Chip Kelly, I also don't blame Chip Kelly. Because if that O-line ain't good, and if that O-line is not blocking up front, what can you really call out the book? And some genius in the chat or some genius that's watching this is going to say, oh, he should just do a quick drop and pass. Okay. Don't you think the defense is going to key in on that? You can only quick pass so much until that defense bites down, and now you have 8, 9 in the box because they dare you to pass the ball over their heads because you're not going to have the time. And we don't have the time because we have, God, How many people are on the O-line? Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. You got at least 5 on the line. Now, they could call for the running back to block or the tight end to block. Okay? So I'll take the or away. Right? So now we got a possible 6 blocking on passing downs. And they're getting beat by how many? 4. Bad math. If you're telling me I have 6 people in any situation, you should be able to block 4. And that's what happened in the Commanders game. That's what happened in the Chargers game. Majority of the time, they just rush 4. And that's where we were left with where the result. So yeah, like I said, I can blame Chip Kelly a little bit, but I also got to give him some grace. You guys let me know how you guys feel about Chip Kelly. Let me know what you think about Chip Kelly. Yeah, it is a commercial break. Here we go. What commercial I want to use? Oh, yeah. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free to do. And, yeah, do that.
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey, Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
All right. There go your commercial, Kev. $2. All right. Cool Kev said Chip will be Getsy if you don't figure it out. Hey, look. Hey, sometimes you just gotta play with the hand you've been given, and unfortunately, that's why I threw in Spy Tech, because hey, Spy Tech is responsible for getting the groceries, and them groceries look bad on that O-line. Hey, I'll say this. That Getsy, it seemed like Getsy's line was better than what we got now. Weird to say that. Let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. Getsy's O-line, for some reason, was better than what we've seen in this O-line. And that's a problem. There go the peanut butter, no jelly, ham no burger, French no fry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I the whole, not sure the running is struggling with in the past game. It might be close. Hey, Kev, I'll say that it might be close, but at this point I might give the edge. Unfortunately, the O-line play that we've seen, you know what I'm saying, right now, I think Getsy's O-line was a little better. And that was and that's the crazy part, because look, who was on the O-line when Getsy was there? What wasn't Andre negative 3,000 in the building? You know what I'm saying? Was Andre negative 3,000 on the squad with Getsy? I think he was. You know, so I'm gonna give Chip a little more grace. A little more grace. See, I'm giving. Hey, look, that phrase I said, the little more grace. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? That was a little, you know what I'm saying, a little teaser. You know what I'm saying, a little teaser. I'm gonna give him a little more grace. Because that's the same. I'm giving Genty grace. Realistically, I think a lot of us are giving Genty grace. Because we're like, hey, how is Genty going to really thrive behind this line? How's he really going to thrive behind this line? So until that gets fixed, you know what I'm saying? Until they figure out who they Jackson 5 is going to be, all puns intended. You know what I'm saying? Jackson 5, whoever they Jackson 5 is going to be, who's going to be the, then we can really see what this offense could be. Then we could really see Genty going off for, you know what I'm saying, 100 yards a game, a pop. You know what I'm saying? Not per play, but total game, he's 100, you know what I'm saying, and some change at the end. Right? Until this offensive line gets right, there's certain things, and I can guarantee there's certain things that Chip is like, oh my gosh, I want to call this. I really want to call this play, but I know this offensive line ain't gonna hold for it. I want to call this play, but we gotta we need some more time to allow these wide receivers to get down the field, and I can't call it. So there's going to be situations where we're limited, we're cut short, we're at the bare basics of this playbook because of our offensive line. And that's where we're going to have struggles and frustrations. Because until that gets fixed, we don't even know what we got. We really don't. We can only imagine what we have offensively. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we all got hyped, and you know what I'm saying, that's where we all got excited, and you know, we Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers were gonna be getting a whole bunch of catches and a whole bunch of touches, but it seems like the most producing wide receiver we got is Trey Tucker. So there's a lot in regards to giving these guys grace, and I got to give it to them. It would be one thing, and I know we got a guest in the back. I'm gonna pull you up. Give me 1 second. It would be one thing if our offensive line was holding it down. If our offensive line was really out there getting it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they got to be top, you know, number one or whatever, you know, overall, but pretty much looking like a legit NFL offensive line. Okay? If they look like that, and then our plays just was horrible, then I'd be like, oh, no, Chip Kelly, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Because everything's in place. Everything around our offensive line is in place. Tight ends, wide receivers, a quarterback that averages 70% accuracy and efficiency. You know what I'm saying? Above average in passing. So it's there. But if it's almost like being on a freeway with no car. The offensive line is the car that moves and fuels that offensive. You can't do anything without that offensive line. Okay? And until that gets fixed, we don't know. We really don't know. Hey, I'm gonna bring in my guest. I know he probably got a whole lot to say. You know what I'm saying? He's jumped in. Hey, Nutty Raider Nate, good to see you, my guy. Blessings to you. I see you in the chat. Who else came in here? JT Up for Review is in the building. Hey, the StreamYard chat is there for you guys to come in. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the past and then talking about the Bears. I talked a little bit about both of them hopping back and forth. But that's just how it's been going thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, he's your captain. He's my captain. Captain Rafucho is in the building.
Yo, how's it going, Raider Twuan? Hello to y'all.
What's going on with you, Cappy Tad?
Yeah, definitely good right now. Definitely good because right now I'm just watching two college games at the same time, which is Penn State versus Oregon and Alabama versus Georgia, which is a favorite classic. But between Las Vegas Raiders versus Chicago Bears, I mean, I know we're going to be really patient, but I'm honestly, the issue we got right here is offensive line. I think we can still use some setup to the defense line to help for the unlock Mets. Kuhn, Booker, and Butler can provide some consistent explosiveness against both run and pass, but they have not even four. And our linebackers or secondary are playing above the level that really expect for the preseason, especially why the Kai Blue Kelly. But I'm very good at being patient. But if we can cruising into the bye week with the still worst line of the league, they're going to demonstrate why they had to sunk it in. But I really understand that it's rebuilding again, a new coach, new quarterback, new location. I mean, I know the coaches in the front office are telling us that we're in the win mode now. So in which coast? Because some of those guys are really patient. Some of those guys are really impatient. But we need work on the online, the defensive line, the secondary. We have no young talent at linebacker or quarterback. And the only young talent we have is a running back and receiver. That could be like a soft rebuild. But we need to give more regime to full seasons before we can expect to be contenders. We had to allow this blend, but I think we're going to expect it to be like Madden and just plug everyone into work. But that's not reality. But that would be good because we're running a lot of vanilla running pass and plays where the opposing defense basically knows what's going to happen before he even snapped the ball. Because after that game against Commanders, about every snap, they know what they're going to do. And Chip Kelly doesn't call for any motions or anything else that can give like the offensive line and Gino any extra information. So those guys are just running free, or maybe they're missing the fire blitzer. That was a big reason why there's overwhelm. Also, there is a fact that it got blowing up for the plays because you got beat up by the defensive line. If you're going to run something vanilla that everyone knows is coming, you better be great at what you do. We aren't. In that case, we had to improve ourselves because I understand our offensive line sucks, but we need to do it at the highest level. More discipline, more motivation, and more engagement for all of the snaps, the blitz, everything. We need more attitude in this team.
No, I agree with you. I think we're, who's really physical on our offensive line.
Exactly.
When you have 5 guys that are supposed to be physical on your offensive line and you can only honestly identify with just one, because everybody wants to say JPJ is our physical guy on our offensive line. He can't be the only one. And that's where we're getting pushed back, we're getting punked around, and I don't know. Again, I don't know if they really getting on these guys, but they need to. They need to. They really do.
Exactly. For that case, this offensive line needs to really step up. The main problem is holding this Raider back. Just go play hard and just win. Because I understand that we need to to improve all this issue. Because this game is a must-win situation coming up there. Because I understand that Trey Tucker went off for last week for 8 catches. Not only has a very productive year, but he's proving that he's just in speed, but also he's a weapon climbing to be like the right receiver. But of course, he has a run block win rate at 75%, which is the worst in the NFL. And someone had to do, because they're going to need to educate. Because I really know the defensive line of Pete Carroll with the Seahawks before getting to the Raiders are dominating. Relying on the finesse offensive play and style defensive, the problem is the defense is not the Legion of Boom. And the online play is a bottom 5, but they need to improve a lot of things more because we've been all tired for a shaking passing attack and 0 run game. We had to do anything better. And Brock Bowers isn't playing like himself is not clear to 100%. And they're doing the right thing for playing not the running risk of injury. But I really think that they need to get improved the online to that level. Because if we got to really prepare all of this, then we can happen. So I really understand that we need to get prepared for the biggest task for the online. And Geno Smith, they had to do with the time to not get him like a really pass right now, but feed Genty, get the play action going, feed Thornton George Jr., put in Johnson, and put the tackling on defense, get the blitz going, and we must get rid of the down penalties.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm really trying to watch what I say on this one. I normally don't, but I'm not even worried much about the penalties at this point. I'm looking at, can they block? Can you give Geno a little more time? Can you give a gap for Genty? You know what I'm saying? Genty's dancing. He's dancing, trying to get yards so that we're not negative in the run game. Because he's getting hit behind the line. So he's breaking tackles just to get 1 or 2 yards.
Exactly.
And this is the same thing we did with Josh Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Josh Jacobs saved us a whole lot because he would literally break that first tackle and at least give us 2 to 3 yards so that we're not negative 2 yards.
That's a thing.
Because it seemed like as soon as the ball was snapped, the defense was in the player's lap, and that's not successful for any team. I don't care who you have. You could have the greatest running back. You know what I'm saying? You could have Barry Sanders. You could have Walter Payton. You could have, you know what I'm saying, Bo Jackson. You could have, you know what I'm saying, I can keep going down the list of all the great running backs. But if you do not have a good offensive line, it's not going to work.
Yep, exactly. I mean, if this right here, we should expect the unexpected. And I really understand that some of the running backs, some of the wide receivers, when it came to the rookie season, I mean, it's not getting really easy at all. But I really hope to expect like a breakout game for Ashton Jeanty. Over the last 3 games that I just saw, it wasn't like really working at all. But I think our online issue, the offensive issue, is the bigger issue. Jeanty has some flash and explosiveness, but if the play is getting blown up front, he can't be put full of that. Because I just wanted to see like a breakout, and he better be learn how to pick up a blitz. I know he's a fucking talent, and I really hope that we don't want to waste him, but he better learn about picking up blitz, coming up for explosiveness, and get involved with a pass protection. Because what I just see around right now, I mean, tell him off. You got to put yourself. I mean, you don't want it to be weak. You had to be a winner. And he didn't look at a good without the ball, but I expect to feel them. But it looks like that, right to throw like an interceptions. But I know that you can tell he wasn't blocking that much out of the college. He needs to learn get a lot of blitzes, and of course the pass protection. That's when I see it for Ashton Jeanty coming up for the next game.
And he has the opportunity to do that. I think that is something game plan wise in regards to the Bears that we should be able to capitalize on. But it all falls down to the execution. We game plan wise, you should be able to run on this team. Jeanty should be able to get close to 100 yards, if not over 100 yards in the run game. But if this O-line does not block, then again, we're going to be in trouble. And we ran into that pretty much every game. There was a game plan that, okay, we needed to do this against these guys. We need to do this against these guys. And they failed to do it. Not saying that it was not called, but if it doesn't work, then you got to move from it. And that's where, Chip Kelly was talking about in his press conference. He was like, hey, look, I would love to run the ball a whole bunch of times, but we were down.
Exactly.
We were in a situation where we needed to pass the ball. Well, there we go. And obviously the running game was not that effective. So why keep, hitting your head against the wall if you don't have to? And I'm not saying the pass game was completely, amazing for us, but if something's not working, you got to figure out something else. But in regards to the Bears, I think that should be a part of the game plan. Try to run the ball early, see what happens with this O-line, see if this O-line will actually work. You know what I'm saying? And if they do, then let Jeanty do his thing. But if it doesn't, what's the motto? Just win. And we actually got another guy in here. I didn't even hear the pop-up. Sorry about that if you've been in here for a while, but my brother's in the building. And he is actually down the street. Nutty Raider Nate.
Yo.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
What's going on with you, bro?
See, Wizzle, what's good with you, bro? Rafa, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, Nate.
I hope I didn't have you back there too long, man. Sorry about that.
Nah, I just pulled up. You good?
Oh, okay, for sure. So, hey, tell me what you think, man. Talk about, you know what I'm saying? You talk about the past. You can talk about, you know what I'm saying, the Bears. You know what I'm saying? The floor is yours, bro.
Like you guys got my interest up. You guys started talking about Jacobs again and the running back situation. And I kind of understand. Well, I understood when Jacobs left and he wanted the bag, and he mentioned something about if he's going to be the man on our team, he wants to get paid like it. It's not those words exactly, but it was something in that nature where
Yeah,
he wanted to make sure he was getting taken care of because he pretty much knew it. He was our whole team. He was the reason why the engine moved because his legs alone kept us in games and gave us a shot and it made teams respect our running game. Even with Devontae and Derek Carr, that first year, yeah, he was doing his thing. So it's a little discouraging that we're in the position we are right now. But it's what happens. We just keep trying to put a Band-Aid over a wound. It's not going to heal it. We gotta fix the problem. The problem is the trenches really, and we're soft right there. And that's no shade on Colton Miller, but Colton Miller's he's not like that. He's a great player. Finessing. He move his feet. Great tackle. But he's just not a pulling tackle. And we got the running plays where we're pulling him, trying to make him into something that he's not. It's frustrating. You know, you guys. I don't know. I'm preaching to the choir. I'm just venting. You know what I mean? I'm just venting. Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Because I'm with you on that. I think in regards to our O line, you know, I kind of give Colton Miller the pass because he's the old guy, you know what I'm saying? And he's not really getting beat too much, I would say, in the pass game. But in regards to the other guys, I'm like, dude, y'all young pups. Y'all supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all supposed to be in here tearing stuff up, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? There is, you know, shout out to Jeffrey, good to see you. You know, we're just not there in regards to our O-line. And that's why, you know, I don't know if you heard my take earlier about Spy Tech. I'm like, Spy Tech, you saw that this offensive line wasn't good last year. So what made you think that you could just get by with keeping the same guys as our starters?
Yep.
Like what how does that equate to building the team? And you know, don't we still got money? Don't we still got cap?
Yep.
So why are we holding on to this cap money?
Inexcusable. It's for all that talk. We're in the win now mode. It's all a bunch of fucking phony baloney gibberish.
It don't look like win now when you got, you know what I'm saying, when you got Parham just standing out there.
It's bad, bro.
And God.
Everybody but Colton Miller is definitely taking a step back under this new offense, which is kind of understandable. We're switching offenses every 2 years or so, even fucking twice in 1 year in some cases. But it's a lot of pressure on these guys, but it's what they get paid the big bucks for. And
yeah,
we deserve better. No, that's it.
Definitely. I will say this in regards to Glaze. I knew that, and you probably can, you know, help me out on this because you the offensive, you know, saying O-line guy, for sure. Anytime Glaze has a speed rusher, good luck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he has a DN that's more power, you know what I'm saying, not as fast, he can hold it down. You know what I'm saying? And that's where with Glaze, I'm like, okay, Last year you was a rookie, you was getting beat by speed. This year, okay, it looks like you still getting beat by speed. Okay, that might just be who you are.
Yeah, he has a good quick first step. He can get to a spot, but his feet just die out. His hands are a real issue. He keeps his hands low. It wouldn't be an issue if he was quicker with them, but they're definitely late. So it's and then his feet don't move. It's a bad combination. And you would think that he would get coached up during the off season with that, and it doesn't look any better. I'm with you, bro. It's he might be out of position. That's the position we should have considered changing, moving him to guard and getting a tackle in the draft or something. Like, I don't know. It's big. It's wishful thinking now. We're past that, but we got to fix this.
Yeah.
And foresight's not the answer. Foresight is not the answer.
Yeah, I'm cool off of foreskin. I'm cool off of foreskin. He ain't it, and he never was it. I don't even know why I would have just kept Mumford.
Mumford, exactly.
It's the same thing.
Exactly. But
and he would have saved money.
Yeah. He at least he has chemistry. He knows where the bathroom is in the building. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
You don't got to change too much for him, but Forsythe, he's not going to be ready. Even if we needed him, he's not going to be ready. He's not going to know the place. Stupid. There's a lot of questionable decisions with this regime so far. They know better than us, though, right? So we just got to hold tight and hopefully we turn this around.
And I hate that, Nate. I really do, because like you said that they know more than us. It don't look like it.
Yeah, I was being a little sarcastic, but you got it. I got you. Yeah.
It does not look like it. Yeah. I'm over here like, dude, why couldn't they just say, hey, everything that was good last year, we're going to keep that? You know what I'm saying? Whatever schematically last year, not even say that we were great last year, but we were better last year. Why can't you just say, hey, we just going to call running plays out of this book here and, get it done?
Yeah.
And they just don't. So, what you got on the Bears, man?
They got some injuries we could take advantage of course, with our defensive ends, but it don't matter what they got or what they do. We got to score on offense. We got to control the game. Geno has got to play mistake free. I'd say let's run the ball, but we gotta be more creative with our play calls in general, just to open up and back the safeties and the linebackers off the line of scrimmage a little bit, give us some breathing room. I'd say change the snap count. To me, it comes back to the offense. Our offense has got to control the game and let our defense eat, because once we get them behind the scoreboard a little bit, our defensive ends can do what they need to do, and hopefully they can eat.
Yeah. Rafa, was there anything in regards to Bears you had?
Yeah, I think we got to do with a lot of more pass protection. And I just wanted to tell, before I leave right now, because I got to do like another live stream coming out there, but we had to become really explosiveness. I know we just haven't enough of the pass protection, but we had to do like really something. I mean, this is like a win-win situation. And I know that Gent is not the problem, but we should really win this game. But we don't want to feel like getting embarrassed. But there's got to be like a handful of great prospects, but we had to do really something. So my point is, we need more pass protection. We need Jackson Powers Johnson killing it as our original position. We need more blitz. No dumbass flag. Also, we need an explosiveness game around with Dante Thornton Jr., Aston Genty, wherever see our running back, and we need Geno Smith getting ball with this game as a quarterback, or else it's going to be sooner or later. So I just wanted to tell you, thank you guys for having me. Raider Twuan, God bless you. Raider Nate, my dog, salute to you. Also, I just wanted to tell you, Gabriela Fuja's in the building right now. I just wanted to tell you, Thank you. Have a blessed Saturday. And there's one more thing. There's only one nation in this world, and that's Raider Nation. Salute to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fuck the Chiefs.
For real. Hey, Rappy coming in with that heat. You know what I'm saying? He be trying to warm it up, but hey, look, it seems like it's been every week thus far. You know what I'm saying? I know it's early in the season, so it seems like, it's not like we've been in this, for a while, but it seems like every week we're like, hey, we can win this game.
Yeah.
We got an opportunity to win this game.
Yeah.
But it's really up to how they want to execute and how they want to go about it. Fan wise, I think, they talking about the Bears is going to be in the building. So you ain't going to get that, you ain't going to get that, that favor, you know what I'm saying, in regards to the fans yelling and stuff like that.
We're going to be running silent snap counts and shit like that. It's not going to be ideal, but you got to win games. It starts now. You got to win games. You want people to show up to your games. You got to stop fucking putting out bullshit. My bad, bro.
No, you good. This ain't, let me plug that now. You know what I'm saying? This Nutty Raider natives over here cussing. Let me go ahead and put the promo up. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, we'll be having Sunday service, you know what I'm saying, with Raider Twuan. That will be at 7 p.m., you guys. I know a lot of you, a few guys, we talked about it live. A few of you guys live wanted me to do a little sermon and whatever. You know what I'm saying? We one live, Nate. I don't think you may have not watched that live. One live. I don't know how it came about, but someone quoted a scripture, and I actually read the scripture on live, and people were like, "Man, you should do like a Sunday, you know what I'm saying, sermon or whatever." And I was like, I started thinking about, I was like, let me see what I can do. So, I will, and I'll tell you guys now, and I'll probably do it tomorrow too. The Sunday service is not going to be every Sunday. It's actually going to be every 4 weeks. Okay. So week 4, week 8, week 12, and week 16. Okay. I will be doing my Sunday service. So, the first one for this season, if I continue and if it becomes a success for, those that come and watch it, I'll do it, for another season, but for this season, it'll be, every 4 weeks. So if you want to come on over, obviously it's going to be completely family friendly. You know what I'm saying? You could bring your grandma, you could bring your little kids, you know what I'm saying? And definitely check it out. It's going to be short. It ain't going to be, it's not going to be super long. I'll say it like that. But yeah, so sermon for those that are going to need prayer. I might do prayers live. So if someone says, "Hey, I pray for my job," I'll just, do a prayer live for them. So that'll be Sunday service tomorrow at 7 p.m. The live is already on my channel. So if you go to my channel, it's already scheduled. So definitely, there's some people that already hit the like button, you know what I'm saying, on it. So go ahead and do that. And if you're curious about it, if you just want to check it out and see how it goes, you may not be a Christian. That's completely fine. But it's available to those that want to check it out, curious, or that are, you know what I'm saying, that are of the faith. That it will be something for you to definitely have.
Yeah.
So that was a perfect commercial, you know what I'm saying? Nate was over cussing, and then, you know what I'm saying, I came behind with the Sunday shirt, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me in the 3-piece suit, you know what I'm saying?
Like Kendrick Lamar, bro. I am a sinner, just process of sin again. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
No, you good, man. It's all love, man. Hey, look, that's with me. Look, I try to allow everybody to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? And if you be cussing and whatever, look, that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to judge people on, you know what I'm saying, what they do and how they be about their stuff. But yeah, you know, that's it. I don't, you know, every once in a while I might slip up and be frustrated and say a cuss word here and there, but you know, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? And this is the Sunday service again, is another side of me that some people may not recognize. The reason why I say I'm the chaplain of the nation is not because I'm just saying that for saying that. I actually I actually do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's it. You know what I'm saying? That's, and I appreciate the
Yeah.
congregation that allows me to be me. You know what I'm saying? They allow for me to, you know, talk my stuff and allow for me to, you know, pray my prayers and whatever else, and we can get through all of this together. And you ain't cussing me out because I'm reading scripture or whatever the situation. And I'll say this publicly: if it's not for you, you know what I'm saying? If the Sunday service tomorrow is not for you, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to show up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to talk nasty in the chat either. You know what I'm saying? If it's not for you, just don't come that day. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm gonna, you know, everything else is gonna be same schedule. I'm gonna still talk about the Raiders. I'm still gonna be frustrated on Wednesdays with what you doing Wednesdays. All that's gonna be the same, but the Sunday services is gonna be a little different. But again, for those that want to be respectful and want to check it out, again, it's completely available.
Hey, well, bro, I believe in balance, and I think you bring balance to the Raider Nation. You help, yeah, you help bring a little sanity to the nation. You know what I mean? And at the same time spreading the word, and I think that's good. I think that's good. So I'm trying to be better. I'm not perfect myself, but I try to get better every day.
Hey, look, I look, as much as I may look good in that suit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect either. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and I just allow, again, I try to allow people to be them, you know, and that's how I'm like, hey, I allow you to be you. Hey, allow me to be me, and I think, you know, I thank you for the compliment that I'm kind of the balance, because hey, there's some, that's why I do what you do on Wednesdays, because there's times I'm like, you know, that's how I really feel about what's going on. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I get hyped in. That's how I release, you know what I'm saying, my frustrations on those, you know, at those times. But yeah, I think everybody needs a balance. You know, if you are walking around, and some people are like that within the Raider Nation. You know, if you walking around as many times as the Raiders have lost, if you walking around because, you know, if your whole week is messed up because the Raiders lost, you might have to reconsider, you know what I'm saying, how you live in your life. You know, I love the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody else in here, you know what I'm saying, you have a love and appreciation for the Raiders, but if one game is messing up your whole week, then you need to try to find something else to find happiness, and find some peace, even in even in the losing, because we've had a lot of it, you know what I'm saying, for a while. So yeah, balance is definitely key. How do you think, going back to Raider play, how do you think our D line is?
Uh, I think we're good. I think we got good pieces. I'm a big fan of Booker. I was a big fan of Butler. I still am. I hear a lot of people dogging Butler, like he's not putting up the stats, but he's keeping blockers off of his linebackers, and the linebackers are stacking up those tackles. Um, I we were out of place last week. They had us out of position, and we didn't make any adjustments for I don't know what reason. We just said fuck it. Or they didn't see it. I don't know. Either way, it's inexcusable. But I think our D line's solid. We could use a couple more pieces. That's why during the draft I was like, hey, Mason Graham, we could add him to this D line, and
Right.
that was even with Christian Wilkins.
Oh,
I was like,
yes,
we're gonna have
yes.
a nasty D line. Like
Oh my
let's go,
God.
Mason Graham.
Yes.
And
I said O line or D line.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like either one.
yeah.
And I was really, like you said, Mason Graham. I was really looking at Mason Graham because I was like, you put Mason Graham next to Christian Wilkins and then have Adam Butler in rotation on third down, like that's a, you know what I'm saying, that's a problem. Then you really have a rotation. Then you could have Tyree, you know what I'm saying, and Kuntz, you know what I'm saying, switching them in and out, and you know what I'm saying, keeping them fresh. And some people are not going to like me on this, but I'm not too thrilled right now in regards to Kuntz.
Yep.
I think Kuntz, he's doing okay, but this is his money year. And if you ask me, would I fork out money for him? I wouldn't. Because I don't see him, at this point, I don't see him as a starter opposite Max Crosby.
Yeah.
I see him more as a rotational guy. And if we do pay him, I would pay him rotational money. But
And
if
that would make that would make
he,
sense, Twan. That would make sense. He's a third round pick. My bad, keep going.
yeah, no, but I would pay him rotational money.
Yep.
But if he comes in thinking that he's worth starter money, then I would say, hey, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? And good luck to you when you don't play us. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see enough out of him, especially in the factors, because we talked about it all off season. We said, oh, Max Crosby's going to get doubled and tripled, and Max, you know, Kuntz is going to have one-on-ones on the other side. Has he beaten any one-on-ones like that? Not really.
No, I think he had a rookie week one. I think he was on the
I
other
think
side.
he has one sack, but it's not to the point where, you know, oh my gosh, pick your poison. Who am I going to block?
To be real though, we haven't been in that position where our defensive ends could really tee off, other than that first game where we kind of, and it wasn't even like we were like really whooping tail that much, but you could see the balance in our team with how it worked. If as long as we could stay up on points and made the other team have to go out there and pass, our guys can wreak havoc back there. And it was Drake May too, so you gotta add that to the equation. I just think the Chargers were just so set on running and just beating us up physically that was their plan the whole time. And in Washington, they did the same thing. That we got outcoached in both of those games. So I'd say both of the last two games we've been outcoached. So
It's and here's a bright. I'll say this. Here's a bright statement. The teams we lost to were playoff teams.
Yep.
So, you know, it doesn't look that bad when you're getting beat by a playoff team when we can honestly say that we're not a playoff team at this time. You know?
Takes time. Yeah.
That's why this game against the Bears, I'm like, are they a playoff team? No. Because you got to think about who's coming out of your division.
Yeah.
You know, you got Green Bay, the Lions,
Minnesota.
and Minnesota.
Yep.
They might mess around and be fourth in their division. It's a battle between them and Minnesota
Yeah.
on who's going to be the last in that division. So, are they a playoff team? No. So if there's a situation where we mess around and lose against the Bears, yeah, you guys can you guys can be super optimistic, but if we don't beat the Bears, then we really ain't doing anything this year. Based off of who we playoff team, non-playoff team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, again, it could be any given Sunday. You know, you always have that phrase, right? But if we look like the way we looked against the Commanders, against the Bears, then yeah, you might as well just go. We might as well start doing mock drafts.
Yeah. I another thing too, I didn't like how Pete Carroll, after that loss to Washington, he kind of talked about they didn't have a great week of practice after the Monday night loss. So they were all kind of lagging around, and it pretty much sounded like he gave them a day off, and they should have been working, and you could definitely tell that preparation, we needed all the preparation plus some more, and they were taking plays off pretty much, and it showed. They weren't ready. They came back to coaching.
Yeah, I saw that on the field. It looked like it kind of looked like they gave up.
Yep.
And I think Pete Carroll was having a balance in between, can I give my guys some rest? You know what I'm saying? Can I try to get some, rest these guys up, and they'll be, we'll just do the minimum, maybe the classroom stuff, and not. I think they said they didn't even tackle that week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then obviously they didn't tackle that week, and what was the issue?
First play of the game.
Couldn't tackle.
90-yard return.
So, I think he knew from, the first play what time it was in regards to the team being ready. And that's why I think he was like, okay, now I know where we are. I think moving forward, he may not do that again. He may not, we're going to rest this week. No, we going to business as usual. I know that I know that we on a short week, but business as usual.
Yep. Take no days off. You guys had all summer. You guys did all the podcasts, all the all the interviews. You guys went out and took your little photo shoots, and your star defensive tackle got hurt, and enough jacking off. Get back to work. My bad.
No, you good. You good. And to be honest with you, I'm only imagining that Pete Carroll, you know what I'm saying, he don't do that on the podium, but I can imagine that Pete Carroll in these meetings, he be letting them have it, because he's in a position where, look, it's either gonna make him look bad or it's gonna make his son look bad.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
You know what I'm saying? So
he could leave the NFL and his name will be tarnished.
You know, so I they gotta figure it out. So I'm hoping again, if they stay, my glasses are so dirty. If they stay gap discipline in regards to Caleb, because you know Caleb will get out the pocket. He'll make you look bad if he needs to.
Yeah.
And you know Max Crosby is A1 for helping out quarterbacks because he don't stay gap discipline.
Yep. Overruns the plays and takes himself out.
So we'll see if they stick to program. Stick to program. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Nutty Raider Nate is in the building, and Nutty Raider Nate, you know what I'm saying? He does a lot of things for the Raider Nation, and he has a little channel, you know what I'm saying? He got a couple of little, you know, subscribers over there, you know what I'm saying? Got more than I do, you know what I'm saying? And go ahead and hit the subscribe button on him. You know what I'm saying? Get him to 10,000. You know what I'm saying? We need to get him to 10,000.
Yeah, no.
You know,
I don't even really make content no more.
He a couple away from 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, I love talking Raiders though. I love talking with my boys and getting stuff off my chest and feel a little, you know what I mean, get a little sanity.
Man, JT say he gonna give me a minute. I'm gonna be in the shower. What time was that? What time did you say that? Where's the time stamp on that?
At least like 30 minutes already, yeah.
I'm trying to. You don't have a time stamp. Oh, it do got a time stamp. It was like 6:38, 6:39. What time is it?
Yeah.
Man. What? You being a diva? I'm here. I had to detox. What you detoxing for? What the heck? I'm here. I had detox. 19 minutes. Come on. Hey, look. Hey, hurry up, dog. What you detoxing for? Do I need to pray for you? Well, I already prayed for you, but I didn't know you had this condition. Do we need to talk about, you know what I'm saying, some services? Some, you know, recovery services? What you detoxing? Now I'm curious about that because when people say detox, I'm like, hey, what was you doing? You drinking too much or something? Did you? Hey, Lakeshore Raider, what? Okay, sorry about that because JT threw me off about his detox. Me and him gonna have to talk about his detox. Pete Carroll is a clown, bruh. I never liked him. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give him. I'm really trying to give. I'm gonna use the word again. I'm trying to give him some grace. But, you know what I'm saying, he came in talking about we going to win a whole lot of games and, you know, we going to be double digits. Hey, JT is in the building. Hey, I'm going to let you know, hey, I'm shutting this down a little under 2 hours, okay? So you got about a good 20-something minutes before we get to that mark, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know who's about to come in, you know what I'm saying? Fresh out the shower, you know what I'm saying, and fresh off his detox, you know what I'm saying, up for review.
What's good? Can y'all hear me?
What's good?
Okay.
I don't need the pleasantries. What is you detoxing, dog?
Man, I had to take a dump. Damn.
Oh.
I was trying to be clean, you know. I'm trying to be corporate friendly, so I just said, you know, I had to detox a little bit, you know, cleanse.
I had to use the bathroom. Come on, dog.
You know what I mean?
Hey, when you said detox, I'm like, hey, did you get on some drugs, dog? You on that cocaine or something, dog?
When you get older, your body starts to react different. I started eating because I started eating beef again. So that's been like a little transition, and then I'm a little older now, so I don't eat it like I used to. So wasn't no complications. It was just different.
Okay.
Body, body was like, yo, what is this? I remember this.
Well, I'm gonna say the phrase again. I'm gonna give you some grace. Okay. Go ahead and tell me what you got on these Bears versus the Raiders, man.
Oh man, well, see, I was gonna pod myself. But I saw that you was going on, so I was like, let me let you go on first, just to make sure we don't cross paths. But I'm not. Well, I can say I had zero optimism. Everybody know how I felt about the season. What I'm trying to see is growth and development. I really don't care about the wins and losses because we weren't going to win anyway. If you really sat there and was like, Raiders couldn't win 12 games, 11 games, double-digit games, no offense, please reevaluate how you watch football because you don't know enough right now. Or what most of us are doing, not me, I'm saying us because I want to be inclusive because I am part of this Raider Nation, is y'all putting y'all fandom over actual, you're putting your fandom over actual factual knowledge. You know what the truth is, but you just like, what? I can't say it because, I'm loyal to the soil, which is bullshit because if you're just going to lie, just lie about it. Most of the people are lying, or if you're a content creator, you're really just selling wolf tickets and you're just, what do they call it? Trolling, the nation and just giving bad information out there, which is why we sound so stupid when we're out there in the world. But really, no, what we haven't seen, I want to see guys develop and grow. I want to see, and unfortunately, yes, a lot of our draft picks this year aren't going to play, really, because they're not ready to play. They're projects. They need time to develop. The problem that we have is we have coaches who don't know how to develop, i.e., PG. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Everyone talks about my Clippers, and Paul George. PG is playoff, he's playoff P right now when it comes to developing players, which is why he got rid of Bennett. Like, there's no reason for you to get rid of Bennett and bring in another guy who's really going to be the same type of player just on the defensive line. Bennett actually has upside because he's actually has an upside at corner. He's still in transition and learning and adapting to the speed. Who we traded for, Booker, he is who we thought he is. Oh, excuse me. He is who he's going to be. He is a second stringer. He's not even a backup. He's a second stringer. Because there's a difference between a starter and there's starters are starters. Those are the guys who lead the game, start the game. We really only have about four starters legitimately on our team. Everyone else is a backup or second stringer, which is why we look terrible. And everyone wants to pass out, this free agent. No, every free agent we brought in was a backup, questionable backup, or second stringer. Like I was going to come back when I seen people get overly excited about Amari Cooper and then people getting upset saying Amari's this and that when he retired. Amari Cooper was a third string wide receiver coming here. He wasn't, if you thought he was going to come here, move the needle, and put us over the top and take us to the promised land, no offense, and I haven't watched nobody. At that time, I wasn't watching nobody. You are an idiot if you thought Amari Cooper was going to be the defining factor in turning the Raiders around. He was a third string wide receiver. He wasn't going to come in here and be a starter. He was going to be a role guy. So when I see people literally losing their mind and going like, oh my God, how is he going to retire? How is he going to do this to Raiders? Are y'all dumb? Like, this guy wasn't coming here to be a number one option. He was going to be a role guy, come in here, move the chains. He wasn't going to be explosive and blow the top off and stretch the defense. He's not that guy no more. If he was that guy, he would not have came back to the Raiders. So there's a lot of people who are just trying to evaluate this team, but they can't even take out their feelings and their emotions at being a fan to truly evaluate the team properly. So you got a lot of bad misinformation out there. And honestly, I just didn't have the time to really go about it and just because most people, if I say this, they're gonna feel like I'm attacking them. And some people I might actually attack because I just think they're freaking stupid. Like Docs, he's an idiot. And I don't know shit. Wasted hammer. Yeah, I could pass. I just don't like Docs. I'm not. I know Dirty said something a while back that right now. You know what? I can't be cool with everybody. I just can't. That's one person I won't. He's an idiot. Mitchell Renz is an idiot. Wi-Fi Willie is an idiot. There's a bunch of idiots in our community that are dumbing down our fan base and making them look stupid because they're giving them false hope and like, no, we're a project team. We're a team that has to really. They have to go what their motto is. You got to commit.
And I'll say this because I need to clarify this. All takes are responsible from the person that's speaking it. So don't be saying, oh, so and so said.
Well, let me get a light. Let me get a light so everyone can see. Let me get a light.
Hey, I know a lot of high school people in here. You know what I'm saying? People that are adults that act like they in high school. They'll say Raider Twuan said that. Raider Twuan did not say that. That was from whoever said it, and that person does not sound like me. So
you can say my name. Say the name. You see the name King of Controversy, JT Up for Review podcast. If y'all have anything to say, please come to me. Hold on. Let me turn the lights on.
Not saying I completely disagree with some of your takes, but I'm just saying whoever made that take, hey, go to them. Don't come to me about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some hat, throw a hat on and go to the man cave I'm developing over here that I've been building. I've been taking some time because, like I said, I had some issues I was dealing with, personal things like that. Damn, I wish I had a shirt. You know what? Let me change the hat. Let me change the hat. Let me really get to the hat where it's really nitty gritty with the black one. Well, I don't like a lot of you content creators. Y'all some idiots. Y'all a bunch of buffoons. I will shout out Hammer. Appreciate you. You was the first person to ever let me on. Even though you run with Docs, that has nothing to do with you. I think Docs is an idiot. Mitchell Renz is an idiot. There's a bunch of idiots out there that JT Up for Review thinks is bad for. You're great at what you do and providing entertainment. But when you provide misinformation and try and pass it as valid information about the team, that's when I have a problem with you. If you want to be entertaining and provide entertainment to this fan base, because we need it, don't get me wrong, we need them to keep it entertaining because the play on the field ain't entertaining. So somebody has to do it, But that's the whole thing. And, I'm getting off topic. Let's actually talk about the team because you said something about the defensive line and things. I'm going to say like this. Bad coaches can make good players look average and average players look like they need to be out the league. And Kuntz is a product of that because Patrick Graham doesn't know how to use them. A lot of guys look like that because they don't know how to use them. Max Crosby looks quite pedestrian at times under this defense. Is he a pedestrian guy? We all know he isn't, but he looks quite pedestrian this season, does he not? It's kind of quiet for him, which tells you it's not it. Patrick Graham has ran through multiple players, different caliber of players. He'll draft guys, he'll draft project guys, and Tyree Wilson, who's a defensive tackle. He's always been a defensive tackle. He was a defensive tackle playing defensive end because of his God-given ability at being 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan. And he could move. He had a little bit of lateral movement for college.
Patrick Graham has a prototype he likes at that defensive end position. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's when he first got here, I think it was Chandler Jones. And then we went out the way and got Tyree Wilson, and then we got Snowden, and even Chavon Chase. What's his name?
Even
Chase
who was the guy who came out? Nassib. Even Carl Nassib. Yeah. It is. He likes guys
that was before this regime, though.
But he was still playing there. He still playing under Patrick Graham. If you're gonna come in, you keep a guy. It means you see something in him. So he likes. I don't
know. Yeah.
Yeah, so
he has a prototype, long, lean,
guys with long arms, lean, know to use leverage. I get it.
Everything Kuntz is not. Yeah.
Well, Kuntz is like that too. Kuntz has pretty decent arm control. He's great with leverage. He's undersized though, but he still fits the prototype of what he can do. The problem is that you don't play a defense that benefits that. If you have speed guys, then you have to complement them with certain play calls. You have to blitz. You have to utilize their ability, or bring in guys who's going to enhance that. And we're not doing neither. So Patrick Graham, I don't know why people like him. I don't know why people love him. I don't understand it. He is a below average coach. I appreciate him being a black coach in the NFL, and I don't like calling for people's jobs. But you know what? He needs to go somewhere else. He's not a defensive coordinator. He's not. Not again, my let me explain my standpoint and why I'm so critical. I'm trying to win Super Bowls. I'm not trying to get to playoffs. I'm not. Like the reason why I'm so upset, and I could be, and when I talk about the Raiders, I get passionate and frustrated, is because if we would have just committed and like, you know what, Derek isn't going to be the top quarterback in the league, but he's a very comparable quarterback who can get the job done. If we commit to that team, where are we right now in this division? Where are we right now in this division? Kansas City, they're not going to win this division. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City looks old. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes kind of looks like Derek Carr without receivers. He looks quite pedestrian. So it goes to show you that it was right for the taking. San Diego, I'm sorry, not San Diego. What the hell? The Chargers. Right. The Chargers. They shouldn't win this division right now. They're not ready to win the division, but they're going to possibly win it because Kansas City right now is they're trying to find themselves. They're old, and they're trying to save themselves for a late season run, but they can't fall behind. You know what I'm saying? They're falling behind way too far early on, and they might not be able to turn the switch because they can turn the switch on, but they'll have to turn on a lot earlier than they expected to this season. And I don't think they can do it anymore. They've been able to do it. I mean, you got to beat, to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. And right now, I mean, I think they're very beatable. And I feel we would have been in a place to be the next in line to take over the next 4 to 5 seasons and be the AFC West champions and constantly go to the playoffs and continue to build and add pieces. But we didn't do that. We didn't commit to a rebuild, and we didn't commit to winning. What they committed to was bringing in names that were has-beens, that sounded good, that were appealing to the fan base, that you guys would sign off on their signings and approve that shit. So they continue to do it, and we get these half-ass team while we're paying top dollar $400 per ticket, and we're not getting that. We're not getting results from it. I'm not gonna go. I tell people. I told Mark Davis 4 years before I really start clapping at everything and I start coming at the whole organization. My 4 years is up, bro. I've been far nice. I've been patient enough. I've been waiting for you to provide us with something, and you haven't. But if you gotta give a little bit, since you ain't giving us a comparable team to really support and put our finances behind. I'm not, and no one else should either. Like, we want to see change, we gotta change our whole mentality and how we really support the team. And no one should be supporting this organization with their finances, because this is garbage. This is the lowest of the lowest quality that you can get. And I refuse to support anything like that.
So JT, I'll give you 3 minutes. Give me 3. That's your limit. Give me 3 minutes on what we need to do against the Bears.
Damn, I wish I could put up my thumbnail. But we need to go Forrest Gump. What did Jenny say, Forrest? What did Jenny say to Forrest? Run for it.
Forrest, run.
And substitute Forrest for Ashton and Zeus. It's real simple. You know what? Hold on. Look. I'm holding my thing up. Look. I'm telling you, like, it's serious, man. I got keys to the game. I'm gonna break it down for everybody.
Okay. Well, hey, you about to do a live on that tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna go live after you, but I'm about to because right now we're having a tropical storm right now. Like I was trying to go get some lunch while you was on, but I don't even know if I can go. But yeah, but I'm gonna give it because, like I said, I could talk about it more in mine, but I'm gonna give it here too, just in case if I don't go live, I'm giving it. It's crazy to say, even though the Raiders' psyche is fragile, the Bears' psyche is even more fragile. The Bears are very bipolar. They ride the wave, whatever the tidal wave is. It could be high, it could be extremely low. They're young, they're fragile, and they have egos. So if I'm the Raiders, what I do tomorrow, I want to win the coin. I want them to lose the coin toss, and I want us to get the ball first. Go score. Now they have to chase us. And what happens when you have a young team that chases? It forces them to make mistakes. It forces them to try and do more. It forces them to play faster, which is going to be comparable to them making more mistakes. We need to make them play from behind, and we need to play from the lead where they start to stress. Because if they get comfortable, they're going to blow it. They can blow us out by 30. That's the type of offense they have and the firepower they have. And what Ben Johnson has that mindset to put points up. He will. And he's in Vegas, and it could be a primetime game. They're absolutely going to show out. But I believe we're the stronger team. I believe we're the tougher team. These are opinions right now. I'm not saying this is factual. I believe we're a stronger team, even on the defensive end.
Okay.
And on the offensive end. I feel we need to dictate time of possession. We need to dictate. We have to run the ball 40 times tomorrow. If we can run the ball 40 times, guarantee win. And I'm not just talking about one person I'm talking about as a collective unit between Geno running, between Ashton, Zeus, whoever's in that backfield. Minimum I will say my minimum amount of times I want to see rush is 35. We need to have 35 and up. If we're 35 and up, we're good. We're gravy. We win the game. I mean, we could still lose because we could blow it, but if we're at 35 rushing attempts, I'm happy. Because guess what? We're at week 4. We still don't know what our identity is. We still don't know what our identity is. They still haven't found it, what we are. That will tell you what that sets the tone for the rest of the year for you.
Real quick, well, why is JPJ not playing center?
Because they have a scheme and they had an idea at the beginning of the season of what they wanted to do and they're committing to it. So I'm not mad at it. I could be mad at the results. I'm not mad at them committing to something. They saw something. They have a scheme. They came in and wanted to do something different, and he fits that demographic. He can pull. He's gritty. Yeah, he's very mobile. I understand why they did it. Now you just have to execute it and make it work. If it doesn't work, then you're just not good enough. So I'm not going to be mad at them moving him over there, but you have to make it work. Because we've seen him at center, and we've seen him grow at center. We've seen him develop. We've seen the offensive line get better. We've seen the offensive line have improvement over a season. So we're comparing that improvement over the whole year to 4 weeks, and I'm not going to do that. I understand the frustration, but you gotta let him try it out and see it, because then I can tell you what you need.
Nate, what you got? What you any last thing you want to add? We about to wrap this up.
Yeah, let's go. San Jose State. They up on Stanford right now, 26.
Oh yeah, peace out. Hey, go ahead, San Jose State. You know what I'm saying? Go State.
Ain't nobody talking about college football right now. My Bruins lost to Northwestern. Man, we lost to New Mexico, man. We lost to New Mexico. We lost to UNLV. We lost to I
Hey,
don't know.
over here, we got to take every success we can get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
just what it
yeah.
is.
Oh, you
Hey,
want to
That's
talk about Dodgers, man? Because my
yeah, hey,
football team got so.
we
No,
got
that's
you
it
guys.
for me though. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, yeah. Thank you for having me, bro.
Hey, you already
Uh,
know, man. Open door
good to see you,
policy with
Jay.
me, man. Appreciate
As
you, man.
always. Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna be around, man. I'm gonna be going from channel to channel. I'm not attacking people when I go in there. I'm just being a little overly critical because I need a Super Bowl. I want Super Bowl. I want a AFC championship game. That's what I see my team in. I'm not settling for nothing less. Well, I mean, what is our motto? What is our motto?
Just win.
No. The one that not just win, the one that really matters as the Raider organization. A commitment to
Committed
what?
to
Excellence.
Commitment to excellence. So that's what I'm committing to. And if we're not going to do that, I'm gonna leave you with this, Twuan. It's time to kill that narrative of just win, baby, and commitment to excellence. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. If you're not going to do it, get rid of it. Stop preaching it. Stop talking about it. Stop saying it because you're not doing it. We're not going to do it.
Well, you heard it from JT review. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Make sure you guys subscribe to him on YouTube. Obviously, that's where you can get his Raider gospel over there on his channel. He comes over here every once in a while, but definitely you want to support him. Nutty Raider Nate has a channel. You know what I'm saying? He's a couple away from 10K. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to subscribe to him and get it active. You guys already know I'm over here close to 500 subscribers. We need you to be a part of the congregation. Go ahead and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? For those that want to be a financial blessing to the channel, that's how you do it right there. Cash App and Venmo is available to you. Okay. The other thing that I'm going to plug for the last thing I'm going to plug, last commercial for you guys before I go, and I got to find it, is tomorrow at 7 p.m. is Sunday service with me, Raider Twuan. You know what I'm saying? Come and get a little church, you know what I'm saying? A little motivation, a little positive word for you and your family, all your loved ones. Come on over at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So definitely you want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I always close out my videos, you are a blessing. You are a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe because let's go, Raiders.
What up, Lo?
Hey, Raider Twuan here. You must watch one of my videos or lives. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and it's right there. Or if you want to watch one of my videos, watch it right there. And let's go, Raiders.